Alrighty. Well, welcome back everybody to another DotA is Hard in-house game. It is Wednesday and that means it is game night. I am Danibus. Joining me as usual is The.Spectre. We are going to be bringing you another in-house game. Today we have a very special cast for you. We are joined by my close personal friend Anuxi, who of course is known as one of the most well-known creators of items in Dota 2, getting her own chest, and of course is a proud Australian. Yes, close personal
Very
friend there.
proud.
I've
Yes.
known her for many
Many
weeks.
days.
Many weeks at this point. Thank you very much.
Ever so sorry. You idiot.
Don't demean our friendship, James.
Oh yeah, we know people in high places no one.
I've spoken directly with LD. I don't know about you. Via email.
I know, I
Due to
saw
a prize
that.
competition thing.
Yeah. So have I. I talked to LD and Gods directly from their automated message sent out.
Yeah, we're in there with these people.
We're
I've had
mingling.
automated messages from Purge as well.
We're brushing electronic shoulders
All the
with
way
the
up there.
greats.
Yeah.
Getting
I don't know
them
about you. I've
dusty
sent
with
messages
Dota
to Gabe
spirit.
Newell. I've yet to receive a reply.
I think I sent one trying to get goods from the International before they were being sold in the Valve store, because I was going to use one of the couriers as a way to propose to my now fiance. Which obviously that plan didn't go through because Gabe didn't give me free stuff. Come on, Gabe, lift your game.
Oh, Gaben. Oh.
I know. Instead, I had to do it
Back
on
to
an
the
island
actual
resort
picking.
in the Philippines. I mean, come on.
No, that's just not up to snuff.
Not the same as having a courier bring you it. So yes,
That's
the
true.
picks, the
That's
bans,
true.
standard bans, tier 1 bans out from both teams. The Coddle, the Nakes, the Nyx, and the Batrider all banned out. The Magnus is first picked, as it is most of the time. And in retaliation, we see DiH pick up Lone Druid and Rubik. Rubik always a good counter to that Magnus, able to steal off that. Well, not really a counter, but a good hero to have against a Magnus, to be able to steal the reverse polarity and use it back on the team in a big
A
team fight.
response, I'd say. Not
Yeah.
a counter as much as a response.
True. And
You polarity us, we'll polarity you right back.
especially since a lot of players tend to clump after the polarity around the stunned hero, so it's quite a bit easier for a Rubik to get off a polarity than a Magnus, I'd have to say. Apart from not having a skewer to get in there, generally the players aren't expecting it unless they're, really paying attention. We also see a Shadow Shaman
We see the
pick
Shadow
up.
Shaman, a lot of CC,
A lot of CC, a lot of push.
and a mid Queen of Pain.
They actually have 3 possible mid laners here, so I'm guessing that the Shadow Shaman will
I
actually
think it'll be
be...
the Queen of Pain.
Yeah, I think the Shadow Shaman will be safe lane support, or, possibly not safe lane, but a tri-lane support, and that Magnus will go into the off lane with the Queen of Pain in mid. And as for
We'll
the
just have
other
to see how
team,
the other picks shape up, though.
yeah, I'd assume that Lone Druid
10
would be taking a
seconds
solo
remaining.
role with the Rubik, either being a tri-lane support,
Yeah.
sometimes seen in mid, depends on the player. If they have a good Rubik player, might want to send him mid for that early 6.
Reserve time.
But generally,
Yeah, Rubik's pretty good mid, but I don't know. He doesn't really. I don't feel he really capitalizes on the early levels all that much.
yeah, against a Magnus, he's not going to be able to achieve too much other than to farm equally. And I don't know, the early 6 isn't as game breaking as an early 6 on, say, a Nyx or a Magnus, or a hero
exactly.
that has a really
Because
big ultimate.
I mean, he can only steal your spells. So
Exactly.
if you don't have your ultimate, then he can't steal it.
Very, very true.
If he's the only 6, then there's so much he can do.
And we do see a
Magnus
Darkseer
actually
also
benefiting
picked
from
up.
other players' levels.
Yeah.
Rubik benefiting there.
With the Darkseer pick
I
up,
do
we
like
might
playing
see
Rubik
some
because
annoying...
if you get far behind. But I'm just saying, if you get, he's one of the best heroes for if you're just terrible and failing. he can still be useful because you can steal other heroes who are leveled correctly spells.
Nothing like stealing a level 16, or rather level 3 Queen of Pain ult when you're only a level 12 Rubik.
On your level 11 Rubik. Yeah, on your level 6 Rubik is what you need.
Even as a staff support, he can still contribute a lot to a team fight.
Exactly.
And
you were saying something about the Darkseer.
Yeah, I was saying the Darkseer can put the Ion Shell on the Lone Druid Bear, and it can be so damn annoying to fight against. Just, you know, if he gets an Entangle with an Ion Shell up as well, it's pretty insane. And we see the Weaver and the Omni Knight banned out, so obviously not wanting them to have the Repel or Heal and no kind of extra mobility hero in the Weaver to kind of lock down that super slow and squishy Shadow Shaman or catch up to the mobile Queen of Pain.
Yeah, I'd be interested in actually seeing, I mean, I know they're very strong solo offlaners, but I'd actually like to see a Darkseer and Lone Druid dual lane in the offlane. I'm just thinking, like, with the Ion Shell and the Bear, the creep skipping potential is just ridiculous. Like, they could pull those creeps and then just let the Bear sit there and tank it while the Ion Shell brings them down. I don't know, I feel like there's some synergy there.
There definitely is, but I think in a lower kind of medium level game such as this, it would work really well because it would secure an early tower basically and really underlevel the heroes on that lane. So we could see that coming up, but in a high level game it just won't work. Darkseer and Lone Druid both really need their levels and you know, their farm as well, and having...
Oh, I'm not excited. The problem is, of course, in a low-level game, we're not going to see it.
Oh yeah, of course not.
In a low-level game, you won't see that kind of strategy, though.
And we see some high-level supports banned out by the Dire, in the Tidehunter and the Bane.
Silencer.
Interested to see the Bane banned out. They definitely could have picked it as a counter to that Queen of Pain, just, you know, not able to blink out if you Fiend's Grip her. But apart from that, not too many BKB heroes, I assume, so maybe they're thinking of picking up a BKB reliant carry for themselves and don't want that lockdown from the Bane. We do also see a Silencer pickup, so we're going to see another possible mid-hero.
And a Juggernaut, not one of the more popular carries these days. He doesn't quite scale as well as, say, a Sven might. Or a Phantom Lancer, which is still in the pool. And I mean, a lot of people won't pick PL without that coddle, but he's still a solid hero.
He certainly is. Especially in kind of...
He just doesn't get the spam from the coddle, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And it'll be interesting to see how the Radiant actually decide to lane this, because I'm assuming it'll be a farming Silencer in a tri-lane with a Shadow Shaman and another kind of stunning support, maybe
Faceless
like a Vengeful
Void.
Spirit or something, but no, they pick up a Faceless Void. So Void is going to be their hard carry.
Carry heavy.
Yeah. This is a very, very, very greedy lineup from the Radiant. The only...
Now, I just want to point out before we get started that throughout the cast you will be hearing live tweets from my pet bird. Some people have complained about this. I respond to them with a very courteous "suck my nuts." It's that's just
nice
live
and
tweeting throughout the cast there.
Can't you like lock him in a cupboard or
I
something?
can't make the bird shut up, alright?
Can't lock him away. Okay, I'll put my cat near the microphone
I have one
and you
room.
can hear
That's
her
my
purr.
apartment. I have one room.
Can you hear my kitten purring?
I can. She enjoys Dota as much
happy.
as the rest of us.
She's helping me cast. Her name is Zenith. Some nice Dota themes coming up there. Let me just switch the overlay. And we'll introduce the players. On the side of the Radiant, we have YOLOSWAGGA
Everybody gets
on
that.
the Shadow Shaman. Vortex on the Faceless Void. What is that? Skyhighatrist on the Magnus. Hamface on the Queen of Pain. And SoapyCub on the Silencer.
What's with all the scribbling?
And over on the Dire team, we have Lady Rainicorn on the Lone Druid, ThunderClap playing the Leshrac, Winklepicker on the Juggernaut, Die on the Rubik, and my close personal friend Anuxi on the Darkseer.
And it looks like we might be seeing a mid-lane Darkseer with a safe lane Lone Druid and the tri-lane of the Rubik, Leshrac, and Juggernaut, and they're going for an offensive tri-lane as well. So it'll be interesting to see how this works out. Of course, that Juggernaut can skill up a healing
30
ward early
seconds
on,
to showtime.
and with a Leshrac as well, the push is pretty deadly coming out of that trio. And with the lift...
Oh, but the kill potential here, the level 1 kill potential is ridiculous.
It is
with the
quite
lift,
insane.
Split Earth and Blade Fury. That's anything gets in the way of that, and I mean, Void is just going to go down. He's skilled Time Walk, which is what he should do, but if the Rivet gets off that lift...
Yeah,
the
and
end
if
of this
they get off a
Void.
good split
So they
Earth...
have spotted him out with
and
that
they're
ward. We
off.
might be seeing a early initiation here if they can... Oh no, a bit of hesitation there. I think we could have gone on that.
We're gonna see the Silencer
Double
and the
damage
Shadow
room,
Shaman come down below as well. And it should be picked up by the Rubik or the Leshrac, just because they can do range harass with that
Looks
double
like-
damage.
It looks like Anuxi on the Darkseid is actually going mid. Quite surprising.
Yeah,
But,
it
I
is.
guess with this lineup it makes sense.
It is commonly played, well not commonly played, it is often played as a mid-roll. G from LGD Int plays it quite often. Probably one of his more favoured spots to put the Darkseer. But you usually see it on the Radiant side more, just because they can,
First blood,
they can
folks.
really farm up there. And
missed
we
that
already
first
see the
blood.
first blood. Already missed, because I was too busy talking about the Darkseer. But definitely that lift,
We weren't paying attention to
the
the
lift combo
aggressive
coming
tri-lane.
Yeah, the
Aggressive tri-lane under double damage. Nah, we don't need to watch it.
Of course not. It's too interesting talking about the passive Darkseer mid lane.
Of course.
But as I was saying before,
Far more interesting.
I'm going to kind of keep a half eye on it. But Darkseer, if played on the Radiant, can just walk down to this easy camp down here and just farm them up with Ion Shell so easily. It's yeah, very, very good. A lot of mid-Radiant heroes can do that. Oh, we see the lift, but the Split
Oh,
Earth
got
is
another
just
initiation on
off
bottom.
target. Unfortunately, if that Split Earth had hit, we would have seen a kill there. So, fortunate for the Radiant, unfortunate for the Dire. And we do see Shadow Shaman DCing. I'm not sure if they're going to pause or...
Doesn't
It
look like
looks
it's
like-
actually registered as a DC, and he is still moving,
Yeah,
so...
it looks like it might have just been a
I
DC
think it may
instant RC.
Oh, actually, I think that's, those are spectators.
Yeah, it was. It was just the orange colour really
They
really
have the
threw
same
me off.
Colour, for some reason, yeah. Okay, just a few spectators. Always unfortunate to lose them.
It is indeed. I'm gonna have to shut my kitten out of the room because she keeps on pressing keys.
Well,
We
she's
do
trying to
see
play the Dota, she doesn't understand.
I know. Let me just shut her out. Come on, Zinny.
Alrighty. Well, on bottom lane, pretty passive. Nobody's really going on anyone at the moment here. Looks like the Juggernaut's farm is
9 and 2.
pretty good. Winning. He's winning.
He's winning.
Trying to get the Anuxi for those last hits. We do have Anuxi coming bottom with a haste rune.
And showing herself to the creep wave instantly, so...
Yeah, not a lot of Darkseer can really do in these kind of gank situations, so I'm not sure what she's trying to achieve here.
No, apart from lending an Ion Shell to a hero, not much you can really achieve.
I mean, realistically, slap an Ion Shell on the Leshrac here and then just leave would be my feeling, because she's
Definitely.
just giving free farm to the Queen of Pain.
With a haste rune, I think she could have put it on herself and done a bit of a chase, but unfortunately with that wearing off, she's just going to have to return to the mid lane, and we see a lot of wasted time there, and the Queen of Pain is now almost level 5, while Anuxi is sitting just shy of level 4.
Yeah, a good solid level ahead of her.
Yeah, Anuxi is still ahead on creeps just because of that Ion Shell spam. But
Not anymore.
yeah,
Not that time.
letting the Queen of Pain catch up there, and now she surpasses with a few denies. And they switch around again. But we're going to keep our eyes on this
Very
try versus
close.
try situation for now. It looks like the lift comes and it's followed up by the Split Earth. The Edict is even thrown out, and this is going to be the death of the Shadow Shaman. Of course, that the low base movement speed of the Shadow Shaman, only at 285, one of the slowest in the game, is just not enough to get away from this double stun and spin.
Radiant's mid tower's coming
The
apart.
Juggernaut already at 305 from base movement, so he's never going to be able to get out of it if the Juggernaut gets in range.
Yeah, and that last work, very dangerous on the Juggernaut. because he only has that one spell that he's skilled. He's gone for a single point in stats and 2 in the Blade Fury, which is a pretty common build.
Yeah, he has gone for the second point, and this this build is done just so you have enough mana to do a full Omni Slash and then Blade Fury combination at level 6. Otherwise, without the stats, you are a bit short. We see a lift up on the Void, the Splitter.
Misses the stun, that's going to be a Void getting away.
Need to see some S cancels.
Not really juked, just sort of walked.
Yeah, instead of walking backwards, he walked to the side. So the timing of this tri-lane not really being on point. Unfortunately, my phone was ringing. I will have to send
Darkseid
Amos.
quite heavily pushing into the tower at the moment. Queen of Pain's taking a lot of damage from what looks like an illusion rune.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Lone Druid's laid a bit of damage on that top tower and is farming decently as well. So,
Silencer just getting no farm, giving it all to this Void. But he is a hero that you want to get quite a bit of farm on, so
exactly.
that's going to hurt him late game.
Only 6 and 0 up in the Void.
And he hasn't picked up his Glaives of Wisdom yet, and I think this is a mistake, because in a tri-lane situation like this, if you are hoping to get kills, you want him to be able to capitalize by taking that intelligence. And you know, the earlier you get 1 point in that, you'll be able to capture it. It's not like Pudge's Flesh Heap. It doesn't work retroactively.
Indeed. And in that, we see a smoke up behind the creep wave. And they're actually going to run right into this Queen of Pain.
Run into it.
They run right into it. We see a lift from the Rubik, but he's got a haster, and this Split Earth is going to definitely miss.
Is too slow.
Yeah, definitely needs to cancel
I doubt they would have
out.
been able to take her out.
No,
Anyway.
not with a haster in. The timing would have had to be perfect.
Blinked away. And she would have blinked away before I think they got the damage off. But is she going to come back in? A lot of AoE.
She's looking for that Juggernaut. Has enough to use the ultimate. But no, instead doesn't go on any of them. Definitely think that was a wasted kill opportunity.
We got Darkseid walking back to base at the moment. Sort of wasting that free farm opportunity at mid. He has got no mana left, but with a bottle, could have bottom crowed it, I suppose.
Yes, indeed. Meanwhile, the
Stay there,
Juggernaut...
gotten those levels.
The Juggernaut has picked up his phase boots and has ferried himself some clarity potions, so the silencer isn't going to be too horrible to him. But Void instantly just walks up and cancels it off with a melee hit.
Having technical difficulties.
A nice little
Lone
play.
Druid has picked up the Orb of Venom on his bear as well, so he's harassing quite well against the Magnus on top.
And the Rubik
casts that shadow?
not throwing down into the stun. We're seeing a bit of miscommunication from the two supports here, but they still managed to take out the 2 supports in the tri-lane.
Radiant's mid tower could use a hand.
So a bit of sloppy
Void's
play.
farm is suffering from this lane.
It definitely is. I think he should really switch to that off lane.
Come down. They're looking for this Void, and they place a lane ward just so they can see behind the tower there.
I do indeed. Unfortunately, Anuxi reveals herself to the creep wave.
Yeah.
So I would really
not
like
sure
to
if they'll
see.
actually try to de-ward that.
I'd really like to see this Magnus pick up a TP scroll and head bottom. He could definitely catch a lot of heroes. In a reverse polarity, they are trying to push down the tower at the moment. The level 3 edict really doing a lot of damage. The lift up.
He's just waiting to pounce.
And look at the damage that's going out on this Shadow Shaman. He's going to die to one more auto attack and the Ion Shell damage. Meanwhile, the Leshrac goes down to the Curse of the Silence, as well as the tower damage and Shadow Poison. Queen of Pain tries to blink screen, but she's in a lot of trouble. The Surge gets the double kill, and Void stuck behind the trees at the moment.
Just not going to care. There's a tower in the way,
done for.
and it has to go down.
So that's a 1 tower advantage. We're gonna
Void
see
using up all his mana to time walk out of those trees where he'd got himself a bit stuck. And he still hasn't picked up his boots yet. This is how underfarmed this Void is. He's got 2 slippers, but no boots. He's ready for bed, but not ready to go out and team fight.
He finishes up his poor man's shield and grabs some gloves of haste, and looks like he's gonna go to mid lane actually.
I hope he's not building a Midas.
He definitely shouldn't be building a Midas at this stage of the game, being so behind in farm. Midas.
I mean, what is that going into? An armlet?
Exactly. I don't know. He might just be going for treads and is leaving it.
He's
for
not
now.
a strength hero.
Oh, we see the stun coming up from the Leshrac, but an instant last word and curse of the silent put out on him by Silencer, and Void comes in.
And does one hit.
Unfortunately, not being able to chase him
Radiant's
down.
mid tower's coming
King's
apart.
coming out on the Juggernaut, but I'm not sure what they can really
Oh,
do
the Queen of
against
Pain's
him.
going on the Juggernaut, runs right past him and doesn't see it. Runs, she hits it right at the
Radiant's mid
trees.
tower's getting
Just
banged up.
ships passing in the night. They were.
And taking a lot of damage from creeps here, but does manage to blink
Anuxi on
away.
top, putting down a little bit of harass on this Magnus. She does put down an Ion Shell on the Magnus himself, so he's got to stay away from his own creep wave, or he's going to give her some farm. It's an interesting little technique there, because he can't go in for last hits without
hurting his own
and he
creep
can't
wave.
get rid of it on himself. It's a good little.
Looks like the lone
strategy.
druid's hoping for a bit of a lucky entangle here. Goes into
So he's
ultimate
looking to take
form.
down the tower.
And we see a rotation from the DiH supports here. They're smoked up and they're going behind this tower. Looks like they're going to try and pick up this Magnus. But a shockwave is going to do a lot of damage to these supports. They're both quite low health. Only
Oh, they're a
600
bit out of
health
position.
on
They're in the
Ruby.
river here, but they're just trying to get the Leshrac up a little closer so that he can get off that stun combo.
And he's
Magnus
just
being
not
rather
coming out.
defensive. He needs to come up past that river if he wants to get ganked, and it just doesn't seem like he wants to get
And the
ganked.
smoke runs out right now. So it looks like they're going to try and dive the tower for this, hoping for a lucky entangle. Are we going to kill it? RNG
there's
gods
the
to
spin.
skewer away. But the spin with phase bits is
That's
enough to
4 in
catch
a
up,
row.
and that is a dominating streak for the
He's
Juggernaut.
too quick. Pain is going to come in the backside, but she's going to back off because
Radiant's
And
top
she might
tower.
Looks like
find
she's
the
going to spot out the Juggernaut. The Shadow Poison comes out. We see a blink
gonna blink
scream.
forward.
No mana for the Sonic Wave, though. She gets it now. Is she going to throw it out? She does. Low health. She needs to
Oh,
kill
it's
off that
not
healing
enough.
ward. Of course, it's
It's
out
too
of
far
range
back
now, and she
anyway, so
blinks
it's
the
not doing
wrong
anything.
way. So he's going to be able to just sit on
he's
the tower
just sitting
and
in
heal
tower
up.
there. I mean, she should still get him with some auto attacks. But
No,
too
it's
much
too
to die coming in now to
dangerous.
support.
And we
And
see
there's
the entangle come out, and that's going to be the death of the Queen of Pain.
That's a dead Queen of Pain.
Meanwhile,
Cousin
the
Son
Silencer
on
gets
4,
thrown back
on
and
3
hit by the
minutes.
Split Earth. That's going to be another kill. Oh,
Another tower.
the Shockwave comes out, drops the Juggernaut very low, but manages to survive with about 35 to 40 health. So a tiny bit late
Very
from the
tight
Magnus
play.
there. Meanwhile, skewered by Rubik, so we might see some angry Rubik charges coming in.
Oh, looking at the items, we have seen a Hand of Midas on this Faceless Void. That's a very late Midas.
That would have been around an 11-minute, maybe even 12-minute Midas.
Yeah, somewhere around there, 11-12 minute Midas. That's too late, buddy.
Unless he's expecting not much of a push to come out from a lone druid Leshrac Juggernaut, which
It
is
takes
not
what,
going to happen.
Someone's dropped out.
How
like a
How
kid
long
in
does it take
school.
for a Midas to pay off? What's the time count again?
I believe it is 10 uses, I think, and then you can. But the problem is you can also sell it off for its value. Oh, we see the reverse polarity almost coming out, and the Rubik dashes through. This Shadow Shaman is going to go down to the auto attacks of the Juggernaut, hacks or no hacks. He gets taken out under the tower with a shackle, but he's going to be able to run away and
Somebody's
come back
cooking.
for the
Radiant's
Silencer
mid
as
tower's
goal.
getting banged up.
The lone druid gets a double kill on the back of some nice entangles, and he's actually sitting at 2.9k at the moment. Definitely on his way to get an early
Radiant's mid tower's
Radiance if he
coming
chooses
apart.
to go that path, or even an Armlet or Maelstrom. Meanwhile, this
At
level
this
4
point, I don't
Edict
even
is
know
going
if
to
it's
do a lot of
worthwhile
damage.
getting
Mid tower's
farming
got
items.
his hand.
The
I don't know if it's
Radiance,
even worthwhile getting farming items.
the Radiance is more of a pushing item in this case. Just the way Lone Druid Bear works, you can always send it to another lane to assist with split pushing, because of course the Radiance burn on the bear, you don't need to be attacking for that, so you can just AFK send a bear and take down creep waves with the Radiance burn. But also getting it early it's going to do a lot of backline damage to the supports and generally squishy lineup that the Radiant has. You know, Queen of Pain, Faceless Void, Silencer and Shadow Shaman really don't have very large HP pools. Even Magnus is only sitting at just under 1k. We see a solo reverse polarity come out, and also the Shackle. This is definitely going to be the death of the
Definitely is.
the death of the Juggernaut.
Oh, and TC goes down to a single auto attack. Bit of misplay there. Should not have come back in. We do see an armlet on the bear.
The armlet
which is a panda, which makes it stronger, by the way.
The lift up from Rubik. Oh, and the vacuum combo. Oh, look at the damage coming out. Can we see some more Root Gaming? And we do! Another Entangle, and this LD is just rolling in the RNG at the moment.
Oh. Good on you. As I said, the panda skin makes it 100% Entangle chance. Little known fact. He empowers it with Cuddly.
And of course, the purple, it's just another form of Care Bear stare.
Well, he's been to the local Mardi Gras, and he's just come back with some sort of powder on him.
He's gone on the color run.
Exactly.
And we do see the Soul Ring up on Anuxi. Looking to go into that pipe, already has the Ring of Health and the Cloak picked up. It looks like the Dire are going to head into the Roshan pit. With the Edict damage, as well as the Bear. I think they're going to be able to take down the Roshan in about another 15 seconds or more. We actually see it.
Oh, poor Roshan.
We see the Shadow Shaman being scoped out by the Juggernaut and getting ultimated. Just not a good game for that Shadow Shaman. And after Roshan's taken down an instant smoke, I don't think that the Radiant Ward spotted it out there. So Queen of Pain probably feeling nice and safe farming up in that bottom lane. But we're gonna see the wraparound from the Dire. The Rubik's gonna get the lift off. Queen of Pain blinks down into the trees. A good move. The scream is thrown out by Rubik. Oh, we see a vacuum, but she blinks out into 4. Oh, the ultimate on 2. She kills off the Rubik, but it's gonna spell her doom. The Juggernaut gets off the one final auto attack.
Spells, she says. You did not steal the Queen's spells. That's just not happening. Look, the Wink comes out. She's happy with her performance. She killed that damn Rubik.
The classic, worth it. The Void is spotted out.
And Juggernaut is gonna find the Void.
Getting the last word placed on him, so he's actually disarmed at the moment. And the ultimate comes out, which is trap the Shadow Shaman. The sacrifice, the sacrifice. He's just sitting there, oh man. And the Void still isn't going to get away.
Still going to go down to the Rubik.
A nice, nice skewer in, but no follow-up mana for the RP. And the Entangle on the Bear. This Radiant side is just not happy. 23-4, and no towers down for the Radiant. This is just a massacre at this point. Queen of Pain taking a lot of damage from the Ion Shell spinning Juggernaut.
Yes, that's a nasty combo in any game.
If we take a look at the net worth, you can see the top 3 are all from the Dire, being followed by the Midas.
And the GG's come out. 18-minute game, very quick.
18 minutes, but 12k experience and 17k gold ahead. That's almost 1,000 gold per minute of the game
Someone's
played.
having technical difficulties.
So we see the good games, the good games come out.
Looks like we lost one.
And it looks like the Radiant team will be DCing out shortly.
Juggernaut's power.
So a nice and quick first game of the night.
Radiant's mid tower ain't doing so
good game to your friend TC and my personal friend Anuxi.
Of course, I went to university with TC, and he's actually managed to land a job at Google recently. So congrats, ThunderClap.
Getting banged up.
Yes, another pseudo celebrity in the making right there.
And so we'll just wait here until the throne goes down, and it looks like ThunderClap's going to go man on man with this tower, but just the tower too strong.
Tower
just,
too
not
strong.
able to take it. Tower's too strong. Nerf, please, Ice Frog.
Track. And well, everyone has now DC'd. Not gonna wait for
And
the
we see
throne
the
explosion.
throne explode.
There we go.
We'll see some
Well,
nice quick
GG's.
endgame stats here.
But stay tuned, we'll be bringing you a whole night of DotA is hard
whole
in-house
night.
games.
Casting adventures.
A whole night.